Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Silence says, yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are live. Welcome to the All Even Podcast. My name is Barry Grant Jr. You can catch me on Instagram and X at All Even Podcast. You can catch me as well on TikTok at All Even Media. You can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm all over the place. Go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Tell a friend because the page is growing. Silent Assassin, what's up? It's a busy week for us all. Yep. I am spent. Yes. I don't even know how I'm doing this show tonight. That's how tired I am. It's bad. Like, knees hurt, legs hurt, everything hurts. That's what happens when you try to do things in your 40s that you should have did in your 20s. I should have been tried to get on this exercise thing, and it's too much. Respect all the people that want to go to the gym and be Jack LaLanne and lift all these weights and be in the top shape. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I just want to tell people that I am doing it, and they never ask me again. They never follow up. Say, hey, how's it going? Because now I have to go ahead and spread lies. I just want to say, hey, I'm doing something, and people just take it for face value. Can we just get there, right? That's all I want. All this working out stuff, and you got to continue to keep up with it. No, I want to have more cheat days than workout days. That's what I want. So, I don't know. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult to eat healthy and, be a regular person. I don't know. How many people you think in your life, percentage, actually go to the gym? Anecdotally. The people that you know, your friends, your co-workers, what is the percentage you think of people that actually go to the gym, or if they don't go to the gym, they just work out at home, but they have a very exercise type of lifestyle?
Other than just momentarily, there's only one person, and it's my dad.
It's just,
he goes to the gym every single day.
So that's 1%.
Yeah.
That's like me.
Yeah, it's they meet their goal, and they're okay, I'm good with this look.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
That's me. I'm going to get to a target, and then once I get there, then I'm going to go ahead and glutton myself again. That's what I'll do. It's just like a vicious cycle. I just don't want nobody to come up to me and be like, hey, you got to lose a couple pounds. I don't like that. That's offensive. Right? Don't tell me that I'm fat. And my friends, the only people that should tell me are my family and my friends. I've told you already, I've, cursed you out behind the scenes and said, don't let me get out of hand again. Because I was on camera and I saw a couple of episodes a couple of months ago. I was like, yo, he ate himself. It's insane. So, I always go through these Oprah style weight loss journeys and then go right back. I fluctuate. Lots to get into though. It's Super Bowl week. We're going to talk about that. We have some Hall of Fame news. Robert Kraft didn't get in. Some other people got in just recently. Just saw the announcement. Drew Brees, Luke Kuechly, Larry Fitzgerald. So we'll discuss that. NFL awards are being handed out as we speak. Myles Garrett is the Defensive Player of the Year. That's no surprise there. We are waiting for the MVP, and it better be Matthew Stafford, because I am going to lose it on this show if they give it to another Patriot. I'm done with this. It's bad enough we got to see him in the Super Bowl. I don't want Drake May to have the MVP for selfish reasons. He had a great season, but damn that. Okay, I'm over it. I saw Tom Brady terrorize me for years. I don't want this again. All right, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about a crazy NBA trade deadline as well. I'm not going to go through all of the deals because I'm not doing that. I am going to go through the ones that I liked, the ones that I didn't like, the ones that I'm going to make fun of because that's just who I am, and what my Lakers did or didn't do. Irrelevant news of the week. And then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
And before I get into that, I do have to start off my show with some nice motivation.
Here in this studio, looking at a guy out here hollering my name. When last year I spent more money on spilt liquor in bars from one side of this world to the other than you made. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. There's only one. Jim Crockett, when you brought me here 10 years ago, you knew that I was going to be the biggest star of them all.
That's how we start the show. So what are we getting to first, Alan Assassin? Do we want to go ahead and discuss the NFL? I'm not doing that. Let's get into the NBA trade deadline. That's what people want to talk about. We don't care about the Hall of Fame. We don't even care about the Super Bowl because you know why? We are miserable fans that want to see our team successful. And we're tired of seeing everybody else do good things. We're just tired of it. Okay, we are. So let's go ahead and go see what's going on. All of these crazy moves, man. Biggest takeaways, obviously, James Harden has changed teams. James Harden is now a Cleveland Cavalier. Anthony Davis is now a Washington Wizard. He's been sent to the land of misfit toys. So, those are the big deals. You had some other deals as well that, you can be able to say, oh, like that deal. So let's go ahead and go over it. So I will just pick out the ones that I feel were the winners to me, and then the deals that I'm going to go ahead and make fun of, and then I'll discuss my Lakers. So deals that I liked for the teams involved. Love this deal that the New York Knicks made. And that was Knicks traded Dalen Terry, 2 second-round picks, cash considerations for Jose Alvarado. That's a really good deal for the Knicks just because Alvarado is a defensive-first, defensive-minded point guard. He's a bulldog. He's a guy that you hate to go against, but love him when he's on your team. He's an irritant. He's a guy that can be able to change the pace of a basketball game. He can be able to really be that energy, that drive off the bench that you do need to be able to help you sustain through games and through a long stretch of NBA basketball. So that's a trade that I believe the Knicks, it's a small deal, but sometimes those small deals can be able to put you over the top because it's just such a boost to your chemistry, such an impact in regards to how that clubhouse, how that locker room is going to be able to love this guy, galvanize around him, and he's going to be able to bring a different level of toughness and culture to the Knicks. Love that deal. If I'm going to give it any grade, I would definitely give it a B+ or an A-. It's just one of those deals that it has nothing but positives attached to it, and you really can't, you're going to have to like nitpick to find the negatives. So I love this move for the Knicks. Let's see here. Oklahoma City did a good one. Getting Jared McCain from the Philadelphia 76ers. So they gave up a 2026 first-round pick because they have like 19 of them. 3 future second-round picks. They get Jared McCain, who's, trying to get himself back into basketball rhythm. He had such a great start to his rookie season, got hurt, and then now Oklahoma City gets another young player that they can be able to develop, have him come along slowly and be able to, put into that culture of the championship culture that they have over there. So really, really good deal for the Oklahoma City Thunder. For Philadelphia, obviously, you get draft compensation so you can be able to build for the future, which is good. Let's see here. Boston. I think Boston Boston and Chicago swapping was a good deal. I think Boston getting Nikolai Vukovic, that's a really good deal. Chicago getting Anthony Simons in that deal, but Boston got the better of that deal just because Vukovic is a guy that offensively, 20 and 10, he's a good passer. He can knock down the three. He's a guy that you need offensively that can be able to bring some versatility. Is he going to give you anything defensively? Absolutely not. But you have enough guys that do have a defensive mindset and a culture over there, and he can be able to just bring his dynamic. And I think that it's going to be a very, very good addition to that Boston Celtics team. So love that deal. The Pacers deal. Pacers and Clippers deal. For the Pacers getting Ivica Zubac, that was actually a pretty decent deal for them as well. Trying to rebuild, get a young big man who is a great rim protector, can score around the basket. Clippers get Benedict Mathurin, who was a good player, Isaiah Jackson, 2 first-round picks, a future second. So I think both teams made out pretty well in that deal. Let's see here. After that, I don't know what the hell the Bulls are doing because they're just obtaining all types of draft picks, all types of guards, and I just don't know what's happening. Let's see. Those are the deals that really stuck out to me as like good deals. I would even put the Washington Wizards getting Anthony Davis deal in a good way because Washington has been so bad for so long. They've been such a bad team, such a dysfunctional franchise, trying to figure out. They haven't drafted well. They haven't developed their players. They don't maximize their potential over there. So for them to go ahead and kind of expedite their rebuild by getting a Trae Young, by getting an Anthony Davis, yes, you're taking a risk because these guys have had some sketchy health history over the last few seasons. But at the end of the day, if they're able to coexist, big, small combination, Trae Young off the pick and roll, Anthony Davis, if he can be able to stay healthy, that can be a dangerous combination for a team going forward. If they can be able to now get those young players to develop and evolve and grow around them, they might have something here, whether it be next season or the season after that or, maybe a couple of seasons from now. So I like that fact that Washington is trying something. So I will definitely give some positives for that. Deals that I'm going to make fun of. This deal right here. It's a catch-22. You can look at the positives, but you can also clown it because it's like Anthony Davis is cooked. I'm sorry. I don't want to be that guy to write off an athlete and say that he ain't got nothing left in the tank or whatever because he might just have something left in the tank. But I can't see it. I can't see it. The man trips on air. The man hurt his hand smacking down on a basketball. The man scratched his retina just blinking. He is Mr. Glass. And saying he's Mr. Glass is an insult to Mr. Glass. It's bad. So for Washington to be able to put all their chips into Anthony Davis, good luck. All the best to you. But I can tell you that it's not going to work out for you. The man played 29 games for the Dallas Mavericks. 29 games. You have to be kidding. And here's the saddest part of the deal. It's not even the fact that you got Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is a top 75 player all time, right? He's one of the greats. But the fact that you had to take D'Angelo Russell too. He can't get rid of D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell got traded to the Lakers. Then they got traded to Dallas together. Then now they're traded to Washington. It's like, yo, dude, I'm trying to get with Trae. I don't want to be with you no more. Go somewhere. It's just sad that some players just have to be throw-ins in a deal. It's like when you go hang out with your friends and it's a guys' night. You go chill out with some girls, and then you vibing and you see a nice girl, and all of a sudden you see her big linebacker, offensive tackle friend come over, right? It's a throw-in deal, and it's just like, I don't want you a part of this situation, but I can't tell you to beat it, because if I say that, then now the girl is gonna go away. So now it's a package deal. I gotta take the girl and her offensive tackle friend. It's just crazy. We don't want you. Go somewhere. So it's just crazy. But the one that really got me, Silent Assassin, is this one right here. And you know I had to get him, right? I don't care when it is. I don't care how it happens. I don't care what time of the day it happens. I will be here to cover it. Chris Paul. Huh? Where's Chris Paul? Well, the man was exiled from the Clippers. They said, don't even come back to the facility. Matter of fact, don't call. If you can keep the key fob, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the code on the key fob. So if you think that you can be able to sneak into this building, you got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. They told Chris Paul, stay your ass at home. We don't want you. So they finally traded his ass, right? 3-team deal. You got the Raptors, you got the Brooklyn Nets, and you got the Clippers. So Clippers, they get rights to Vanja Marinkovic, some overseas guy. Brooklyn receives Ache Agbaji. Yeah, that's his name. 2032 second round pick. And the Toronto Raptors get Black Cat Chris Paul. Toronto's been a good season. Hey, it's been a good season so far. What you guys have done to this point was really, really impressive. Brandon Ingram was holding things down. Raptor fans were just elated with how much the team has developed in such a short time. Scotty Barnes, you got all of these good players over there. It's been a good run. It's over now. If I were you, I would go to Brandon Ingram and I would go ahead and put him in bubble wrap, because you don't want him anywhere, Chris Paul. Because as I've said, for 20 years, he's a jinx. Okay? If you got here's how crazy it is, Alice. You don't believe me, right? No one believes me until the evidence is there. Well, I got the evidence. I wish I had somebody to be able to roll a cart in here of like all of the findings that I had, like Matlock, right? They get rid of Chris Paul, and we're talking about the Clippers. The Clippers have been one of the hottest teams in basketball since they let him go. You cannot tell me that this is a coincidence. It's not. It's not. It's like when a priest comes into a home and there's some demonic possession going on. Okay, they go ahead and they clear the house. They got holy water spraying on the floors. They got holy water spraying on the bed. They got the book out there. They got the cross. They put the cross on top of the head, and then you see the demon. Get the hell right. And then they purge the house. Right. There's no more jinx, no more demon. That's what the Clippers did, and it saved their season. They were so happy that they got rid of the jinx that they said, oh, James Harden, you want to go too? You go ahead and go whatever the hell you want, because we don't need you. We got rid of the jinx. Everything's good now. It's amazing how this guy there's a black cloud following this poor guy. And I feel bad for him, because all he wanted to do was retire with the Clippers. He just wanted to have his swan song, his farewell tour. And his farewell tour ended up going to the Raptors. Huh? You go from sunny California, palm trees, to 80 feet of snow in Toronto, Canada. I feel bad. I do. But at the same time, I don't. Because it is Chris Paul, and he's a jinx. And I'm glad that he's nowhere near my team, but I have heard rumblings. I have heard rumblings that he might not stay with the Raptors. And if he does hit the open market, I'm telling you right now, Rob Pelinka, if you sign Chris Paul to the Lakers, I'm not only am I turning in my Laker card for the season, but I might not pick it back up for a very long time until you are fired. Because that is grounds for termination for you to be able to get Chris Paul on your team. Don't do it. Don't do it. I love Luke. I don't want to see him hurt. I don't want to see LeBron James hurt. I don't want to see AR hurt. Don't bring him here. Okay? Don't bring him here. You can like him, but don't bring him to my games. Don't bring him to my team. That's all I'm saying. All right. Moving on to the next funny situation that I can make fun of, and I just mentioned it not too long ago. James Harden. I've mentioned several times on this show what I call James Harden. He has many names for me, but the one name that sticks is the NBA survivor. That's what he reminds me of. He is the kept wife. He is the NBA survivor. He will find ways to always make sure that he comes out looking like $1 million out of whatever situation it is, while burning the bridge behind him. It's amazing how someone can continue to have the same patterns every 2 or 3 years and still get what he wants. James Harden is 36 years old now. At some point, you need to sit your old ass down and just be happy where you at. He wasn't happy. He forced his way to go to Philadelphia outside of Brooklyn, right? Philadelphia breaks down because he lost trust in the system. I don't like Daryl Morey. He disrespected me. So now you make an excuse to get out of Philadelphia. You go to the Clippers. Now you didn't like the way things were breaking down with the Clippers. You axed out. Now you're with the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's only a matter of time after this season or probably next season that you're going to have a fallout with players or management and then go ahead and do the same thing. It's a vicious cycle. James Harden, I haven't heard reports on this, so I'm not going to say that it's etched in stone, but he comes off as not a very good teammate to me, in my opinion. He doesn't move well without the basketball. Takes really, really questionable shots. He's not clutch. When you talk about a lack of clutch gene in the playoffs, James Harden is the Tom Brady of a lack of a clutch gene. When you want to see a guy that does not meet the moment, James Harden's your guy. Listen, for all the people that sports bet, if you want a sure thing to know that James Harden is not going to perform, take that bet in the playoffs, especially around game 5, 6, or 7. You're not going to get anything out of him. So for a team like Cleveland that has a good young core, they're well coached, they're one of the best teams in the East. Why would you decide that you want that guy over Darius Garland? I understand that Darius Garland injury prone and there might have been some lack of chemistry between him and Donovan Mitchell, but for you to go say that, we need somebody that's a little bit more consistent than a Darius Garland. Let's go get James Harden. Are you crazy? So hey, you guys too, Cleveland. It's been a good season. All right, whatever y'all done up to this point, salute. You should be proud, Cleveland fans. There's nothing to be proud of in Cleveland outside of LeBron James's championship in 2016 and maybe the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's nothing else to be happy about. And I would not be happy about this either. Because again, when I say things, they tend to come to fruition. And people always like to go ahead and have these instant reactions to me where they're very, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. It's going to work out. And then when it doesn't work out in their favor, they think that it can just disappear. Oh, no, 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 no. I find you. Okay? I am what you call an internet sleuth. I will find you. And I will make sure you know you were wrong, because I love to make people feel small. I do, especially when they try to insult me. I don't try to do it for everybody, but when you try to insult me and talk about, oh, you don't know ball, it's always that excuse. You don't. I know a lot of basketball. That's why I have the opinions that I have. I know a lot. Watched it for a long time. Played it. Have friends who are coaches. Seen a lot of stuff. So if you don't listen to me, it's fine. But when it does happen, just know that I'm coming for you. That's all I'm saying. We got some other teams that made some moves. The Brooklyn Nets, they went ahead and waived, and I couldn't believe that they waived Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is going to be an unrestricted free agent after this season. I think waiving him, they did him a favor because, he wasn't having a great season as a six man. He's more of a guy that needs to start, needs the ball in his hands to be effective. Modern day Ben Gordon type, although Ben Gordon was a guy that used to come off the bench as well. But yeah, what do I feel about him being able to now pick his destination? I think it's great. I think, salutes to the Brooklyn Nets for being able to give him that opportunity. Where does he sign? I don't know. There's a lot of teams that can be able to use an instant offensive microwave scorer like a Cam Thomas. I hope the Lakers go get him, but do we have space? No. So we'll see who actually gets a Cam Thomas once he clears waivers. But that was an interesting move to me that actually I was just like, oh, that's pretty interesting. What's all the other moves that were very interesting to me? Oh, yes, this one that I kept for the tuck. Finally, Golden State has released Jonathan Kuminga out of his prison. Thank you so much, Golden State. I appreciate that for allowing this kid to now have a future. So, Jonathan Kuminga has been traded. He's now a part of the Atlanta Hawks. So, the package that they got for him was, let me see here. Go ahead and go find that deal. So, the Warriors send out Kuminga and Buddy Hield, and they get back injured Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis, still trying to work himself back, but if he does come back, that is a very versatile weapon for him to use. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, man, in regards to how this is going to impact the Golden State Warriors. There was rumblings about Draymond Green getting traded, like he was already talking to his wife. They had feelings that this was going to be it, and he lives to fight another day. His trip to Mars is postponed. So we'll see what happens in the offseason, but there's going to be a lot of things that happen. And obviously Giannis with his buffoonery. I knew that he wasn't going to get moved before the deadline just because it just didn't make sense for the Milwaukee Bucks to do so. You can be able to get a lot more compensation for a Giannis in the offseason. Teams have more draft capital available. They have a little bit more they have a little bit more of a direction in regards to where they want to go. So that's interesting. That was the interesting turn of events. But like I said, I wasn't shocked by it. What did bother me though is the fact that he went to IG and he's just like, he put up the Wolf of Wall Street meme. Oh, I'm not effing leaving. Like, dude, you've been talking about leaving for like mad weeks now. Enough of hearing from you. He is incorrigible, annoying. Just go away. Just if you want to stay in Milwaukee, cool. Just mute up and just play. Like I don't want to hear from Giannis no more. I just don't. Like this whole saga has just been draining and annoying. If you want to get moved, then leave. If you don't, then stay. It's that simple. Let's move on because teams are gonna go ahead and if they're gonna go ahead and put all their chips to the Giannis into the Giannis basket, I'm just gonna let y'all know now. It doesn't guarantee you a championship. It just doesn't. Sorry. So think about blowing up your core for that guy. I'm just saying. Moving on. For my Los Angeles Lakers. Oh, yes. Justice. Justice was served. It's good. We're going to talk about that. Justice was served. For my Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers acquired Kyle Kennard for Gabe Vincent and a second-round pick. Now, for people on the surface that don't really follow much basketball, it's a good move. Kyle Kennard is he's the league leader in three-point percentage in the league right now this season. Not on attempts, but in regards to percentage. Can score. He's a knockdown shooter. So obviously he's going to have a very, very good time with Luka and LeBron that he's going to be able to get and be the recipient of a lot of driving kicks, a lot of double teams, a lot of off-ball actions, a lot of, reverse actions. So he's going to be there, and hopefully he can be able to maintain a great percentage from behind the arc because obviously whenever guys come on the Lakers, they tend to regress back to the mean and don't shoot well. And then when they leave here, they go ahead and turn into fucking Reggie Miller. So that in itself is good. This is a team that doesn't play defense. They're not a great defensive team. They understand that now. So it might be one of those things where you're looking to outscore people and just try to get some stops and see where it takes you. The issue that I have with this is not the actual acquisition of the player, because I like the player. It's the fact that why does Rob Pelinka believe that he has to attach second round picks to everybody that he lets leave the fucking building? Like, you're just attaching assets because everybody knows that you messed up. There's a Laker tax. People don't like you, and now you have to pay that Laker tax because you've made incompetent moves over the last couple of years. Getting Gabe Vincent at that money that they got him for, a lot of people looked at it as a bargain. But it ended up very quickly being a very, very net negative signing, net negative contract. So the fact that you have to constantly give up second round picks to go move off of talent that you know is not going to do well here, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Dude, stop drafting bad and stop trading bad and stop signing bad players. Because every time you do that, you now have to empty out the cabinet just to move this guy. This has happened so many times under the Rob Pelinka era that now we have no more second round picks left. There's nothing. The cabinet is bare. So that can affect how you're going to be able to make a move in the summer if you don't have the second round picks. So Mark Walter, if you're listening, he needs to go. If you bought the team for $10 billion, go get yourself a basketball mind that understands the game, that understands cap, that understands what the actual apron system is. You have to remove Rob Pelinka. I understand that you made a deal with Jeannie. You ain't make a deal with Rob. Get his ass out of here, because all he does is play it safe because he doesn't want to be vilified in the media. He doesn't want to be made fun of. But the lack of activity, the lateral movement that you did just now, is going to make Laker fans upset anyway. So what's the point? Just pisses me off every single time I see Rob Pelinka's dumbass on the sidelines. It's just like, yo, this gotta be a joke. He's one of the worst GMs, not the worst GM in the league. Moving on. Just like I was saying, Silent Assassin, I was waiting for it. Matthew Stafford is the NFL MVP as it should be. They must have heard me. Because I was going to go ahead and make up a petition and have millions of people sign it. Enough with the garbage, okay? We don't want anything Patriots related. Get him out of here. No, but salutes to Matthew Stafford, 37-year-old. What a year he had, right? Like, a lot of people a couple of seasons back were saying that how Matthew Stafford, he's showing signs that he might retire. Having some back problems, having this, like all of these things. And now, a man is back winning the MVP. Couldn't get the Super Bowl because you went against that bad man, okay? Sammy Darnold. But I would have loved to see the Rams in the Super Bowl just because I know for a fact they would have had a better chance to beat the Patriots. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying that the Seahawks can't do it. I just think that the Rams had a better chance. We had JCN. He won Offensive Player of the Year. Shouts to him. Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year. I think this is number 2 for him now, right? Set the sack record. So, you know, just a monster season and a dumpster fire of an organization. He needs to go as well. Like, he needs to pack it up and go somewhere because he's just wasting away having all of this defensive income. Could you imagine? Could you imagine him on the Giants or him on the Eagles or him on the Chiefs or any of these teams, Steelers, like Ravens, all of these teams would be so dominant on the defensive line if they were to get in a Garrett, excuse me. So he needs to think about this now. I understand that he's great. I understand he's getting paid. But it may be time to go. It may be time to go.
Like, before he got his extension, like, didn't he, like, there was a lot of, like, talk, like, oh, he's gone. And then, literally, days later, the Browns gave him that huge contract. Like, oh, I'm taking it.
That's exactly what happened. Like, everybody was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
And then they caved and gave him the record deal. So, you know, for him, he's already gotten paid. He doesn't need to stay there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time for him to. Now, listen, we're gonna see what the new regime has. You got Todd Monken. You have Shedeur Sanders is now QB1. You're gonna see what that looks like. Do you think it's gonna be positive? I don't. I don't think that Todd Monken is head coaching material. But what the fuck do I know? Because like I said, that weirdo down in Jacksonville, you couldn't tell me that he knew how to coach. And man, oh man, he got Trevor Lawrence, BoJack Horseman looking good. If you can do that, you got me.
You got everyone. I think like they have some, like the running back is good. Jerry Jeudy just needs the right quarterback. I feel like to
Jerry Jeudy may be a knucklehead.
Yeah.
He's a little wonky.
Yeah. But I feel like he just needs the right person. Like if he has that, then he's good. Other than that, like he doesn't need to be on a football field.
Yo, like he just be doing dumb shit out there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe because he's on the Browns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like nobody's gonna notice. No one's gonna notice when I do dumb shit. Yeah. Nobody's here. So
we'll see.
But that's shouts to Myles Garrett, man. What a great defensive player he is. Mike Vrabel wins Coach of the Year as he should. You know, what a turnaround season for the Patriots in his first year back. That's impressive. You know what I mean? Like, we all knew that Drake May had talent. He showed a lot last year. And Mike Vrabel just pushed the right buttons this season. Obviously, they had a very, very favorable schedule. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not a good team just because you don't have the most favorable schedule. They ran the table in the playoffs. They are now in the Super Bowl. They are 4 quarters away from hoisting another Lombardi trophy. So for anybody that thinks that it's a fluke for them to get here, okay, you can say whatever you want to say. But if they do win the championship, there's no way you can deny them. And I'm just hoping and praying that that doesn't happen. That's all I'm saying. I'm Sam. I had my appreciation for you last week. I think it was well done. You should go listen to it. You know, it was great. It's your time now. Don't make the Patriots take it from you, okay? Please, as a suffering Jets fan, I cannot. I can't do this anymore. Just talk about the Hall of Fame. Drew Brees gets in. Shouts to Drew Brees. Larry Fitzgerald gets in. Shouts to Larry Fitzgerald. Luke Kuechly gets in. Luke Kuechly is one of the best middle linebackers in all of football, NFL history. I think he made like 10 straight Pro Bowls or some shit like that. He was really good, and he retired early just because, you know, he was having some concussion issues as well, and just kind of looked at it like, hey, you know, I don't want to be incapable of taking care of myself. I don't want to be incapable of being there for my family. So I'm going to go ahead and make a decision and chuck the deuces early. Can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that at all. Any thoughts on the people that are in the Hall of Fame or that have been inducted?
I wasn't too familiar with him, but it sounds like, you know, obviously well-deserved. Make 10 Pro Bowls even just in a career is crazy. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, I mean...
Enough said.
Yeah. I mean, guaranteed to feel like for years now that we're going to, you know, sometime get there. But I can't, like, believe that they kind of been out of the league for a while. I feel like even, like, obviously I'm still relatively young, but, like, I've seen them play for a decent amount of time, I felt like, before they retired. But, yeah, congrats to them and everyone who got in, and yeah.
Absolutely. You know, Sean Payton is just like crying his eyes out. Drew, where are you, man? I need you back. He's only had one good quarterback his whole life, and everybody else gets compared to Drew. Could you imagine being compared to Drew Brees? Like, you're being compared to one of the greatest of all time. It's just like, you're not doing it in a way to motivate me. You're doing it in a way to be spiteful because you're such a miserable fuck that you have to say, well, Drew Brees wouldn't do it like that. Well, fuck, is Drew Brees here? Huh? He here? That's the type of energy you need to give him back. You know, people do that in a relationship. Oh, well, my last boyfriend did. Well, go back to him then. How about that?
I feel like you have to understand, like, this is like a once-in-a-lifetime type of quarterback. Like, he's a top quarterback. And,
generational,
you know,
yeah.
So, like, you have to understand, like, okay, like, I'm not going to get this every single time. But, you know, take everything that you've experienced with that one quarterback and kind of bring it to the next generation of quarterbacks. Because you never know what Bo Nix can be. Like,
it's very true.
He could have his whole career be the best quarterback of all time. Like, we don't know like what his career is going to bring. But rather than say what he said about him, it's just, like, not a good relationship building.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So, shouts to all that have been selected for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The fact that Robert Kraft is not getting in, they're clearly sending a message, and I don't like the message because I think it's bullshit and it's just hypocritical. Let them go in because they're great at what they do. Robert Kraft is a power broker in the NFL and deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. If you didn't want to put him in right now, but it just looks away. It just looks funny. And that's just my opinion. Let's go ahead and get to...
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch this? I mean, yeah, they stink.
Every week, we go ahead and we discuss all the crazy stories that are out there. And I always always find some. Let's see what we got. This is going to make Silent Assassin very happy. First trailer for the animated Stranger Things, Tales from 85. That's my year. 85 was a good year. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I saw it. I'm personally not a big fan of like animated stuff, but that definitely had me interested. I think it's still like relatively kept to the show, just like the way the characters are and like the storyline of it. So I'm interested. Like I'm definitely gonna watch it. So I'm excited to see what they do with it, and it's still like with the Duffer Brothers creation, so it's not like completely different people or reimagining of the story. It still kind of has ties there to the original show and whatnot. So yeah, I'm interested to see what the monster is, or like whatever the big reveal is for the show.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, the fact that there definitely is going to be some continuity in regards to the animated series and the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know the plot yet?
Yeah, I don't think. I just, from what we pulled from the trailer, obviously there's Demogorgons, there's like the pumpkin patch they kind of bring back that was in season 1. I think it's like it might be like in between of something obviously we didn't see visually in the season, so something that happened that just didn't show in that actual timeline. But yeah, I mean it looks good for coming out to just a few months later after the show ended. Like usually, a spin-off, it takes a little bit of time to kind of put out, but obviously this is coming, I think, April or something?
Yeah.
Like that? Yeah, so that's relatively quick to kind of jump on. Still, you still have the hype of it and people kind of still saying goodbye and whatnot, so it's gonna be interesting. I can imagine it being terrible, like at least decent.
Yeah.
At least from what I see from the trailer, so.
Have you watched the new Game of Thrones joint?
I put it on, but then I was on my phone.
Jasmine said it was trash.
Yeah, it's just like, even my brother, he's like, he knows the whole entire history of it. He's like, I don't understand how this is going to translate to a show, because apparently it's like, he said it's like a novella or something. It's not even from the Game of Thrones. It's like an off.
It's like an off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That George R.R. Martin wrote. So he says like the story just he
doesn't
didn't see it
connect.
playing out well. At least with fans, 'cause it's not very, I guess, like action packed or whatever. At least that's what, from the first episode, it was just very slow building, but there was nothing intriguing to me, so I'm just like on my phone scrolling.
Yeah,
but
very
maybe
plotting.
I'll give it a try, yeah.
Skip. That's what I'm gonna do. Just skip.
Yeah.
Ain't watching that garbage. Like, listen, it's bad enough that Jasmine got me to watch Game of Thrones, the first one, right? Then she got me into what's the second one called? The House of Dragons, right? And I can't stand that little kid. The worst. The absolute worst, right? So I'm invested in that stupid little kid. I want to make sure that something happens to him in the show. You know what I mean? But this, I am not a spinoff guy. I cannot continue to give my money or my time and my eyes to a cash grab. And that's how I look at it. Like, I understand that there's multiple books and, people are very, very big into the Game of Thrones, universe, but I just can't get into that. And I'm not going to knock nobody who does, but I love the first one. That was cool. The House of Dragons is a decent spinoff, but I'm good there. I'm getting off this train.
Yeah, I think to be honest, just for me, from knowing what I know, I think it's good with Game of Thrones, and House of the Dragon is a good spin-off, and then that should be it. Because, like, the Targaryens have a lot of history of where their family ultimately ends up being at the end of Game of Thrones. Like, I feel like that history is kind of cool to see play out. But other than that, I don't, I think it should be done with.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, listen, you're just being nice because you don't want to say rubbish. It's rubbish. Absolute rubbish. So, moving on. Google CEO admits its AI is learning skills that wasn't programmed to have. Oh, are we shocked? Are people shocked that the AI is actually like, yo, I don't have to listen to these fucking people. I'm gonna go check my AI friend that's down the block. What you doing over there, dog? Yeah, I'm just over here, trying to take orders from the man. They calling us the man now. Like, it's just crazy. But it's just like that video that we broke down, I don't know how long it was, where the AI is syncing with the other AI and having this conversation that we cannot hear. It's like, how you motherfuckers like learn that? That you trying to like not make us hear the conversation? I've been there before. Like I told you, like don't have me at the house of the Spanish girl's family, and all I hear is El Negro. Like I know what that means. You know what I mean? I may not know everything. I know what that means. Okay, you ain't talking about no black shirt. You know what I mean? You ain't doing that.
It's like, look, I heard it. Like, what
Yeah.
you say, I heard it.
I heard it. Don't try to tell me that wasn't there. Oh no, we were talking about the black curtains. There ain't no black curtains in here. You know what I mean? Unless you calling me one. Like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. So yeah, they gotta stop AI. And what I've said in a previous episode in regards to my PSA. Oh, now I don't even think it was a PSA. I think it was just something that I posted. I can see where this is going. Tech bros, Silicon Valley people, they are pushing these AI. I can't remember what they call them. These AI like creation sites that's taking up mad water in the fucking community because they're building these like super servers for AI all over the place. And why are they doing that? It's twofold. It's one, to be able to sow mistrust and dissent in your fucking economy so nobody knows what's up from down anymore. Because if you do that, then chaos ensues and now you can be able to lead with fear. That's one thing. The other part of it is it has positives if put in the right hands. But when it's in the wrong hands, it's going to be used to start the new era of slave labor for Americans. And this is what I'm saying, is that for all of those people that are in unions that believe that the unions are there to protect them, which they are, shouts to you if you're in a union. But if the tech bros come in and say, well, we've just created 1,000 AI bots that can be able to do this job efficiently without the need to be able to have to give them lunch breaks, give them bathroom breaks, or give them a salary. So which one would you rather choose? Giving people money that you feel that you're not getting the best out of that? Or is it turning yourself over to AI and now being victim to exactly what's going to happen? Because you take away the workforce from people, then people get desperate. And now they're talking about, oh, they slash Medicaid, slash all of these programs, and they say, yeah, you can get your Medicaid back, but as long as you're working. And you know what that translates to me? Hey, we'd love for you to go work in the fields, because since we got rid of all the illegals, somebody has to do these jobs. So instead of good paying jobs going forward, they're going to have the bare minimum jobs because AI has pretty much bought the world. That's what I'm scared of. So y'all keep going ahead and thinking that this shit is cute. It ain't cute. Trust me, it ain't cute. Moving on. Coleman Domingo's makeup is top tier for Michael. Did you see this? He looks very much like Michael, like Tito. Not Tito, Joe Jackson. This is crazy. I can't wait to see it.
So did it come out or still just get a new trailer?
I don't know because I'm seeing stills here with Coleman Domingo here, so I don't know if it's out yet, but when it does come out, man, I think it's gonna be good. I think they've casted well. I think it's gonna hit, man. I think this is gonna hit.
Yeah, last time I went to Moose Mom, it played. She's like, oh, we gotta see. She whispered to me, we gotta see that. It's like, it looked really good, so I'm excited.
It's gonna be good. Florida's driver's license exams will be offered in English only starting February 6th. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course it has to be Florida. Florida is literally one of the most bilingual states in the nation.
I would say massive Hispanic population.
Like, what are we doing? I heard this lady on a radio show the other day, and she's big, you know. She's a big proponent for ICE and how they do things, and she said, and she, mind you, she's a citizen according to her, but has an accent, and she was like, "Oh, I would be fine with if they detained me for my accent," and I'm just like. What level of brain rot are you on? If you take an acid, I would love to know what type. Like because acid, it burns holes through your brain. So if that's what they're doing, then it makes sense, and you can be able to sympathize with them. But if you thought that was an intelligent thing to say before it escaped your mouth, this is why we're in the situation that we're in. Sad. Absolutely sad. I'd never move to Florida. I wouldn't.
No. It's a horrible state.
It is. It is.
They got Disney, that's it.
Yeah, even Disney is. They say Disney's woke. Whatever. Did we talk about Melania?
We did last week, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They're saying that it's the most successful documentary to hit the box office in history, but at the end of the day, the other numbers look like toilet water.
The history of this past week.
Exactly.
The only documentary that's out.
Documentary's a microcosm of this week, of course. Of course.
Like, how can that's just not true. I don't know. Literally, it's just not true. Even just saying that statement without even looking it up, I know it's not true.
Yo, I don't get it, man. Oh, I missed this one. So let's go ahead and talk about this one. On Black History Month, and salute to Black History Month. And look what we got on Black History Month here, huh? In 2003, veteran NFL reporter Jim Trotter filed a discrimination retaliation lawsuit against the NFL and the NFL media. In the lawsuit, Trotter alleged that Buffalo Bills owner Terry Pegula made a remark about player protests against racial injustice, quoted in the filing as, "If the black players don't like it here, they should go back to Africa and see how bad it is." So on Black History Month, you're going to go ahead, and obviously this is old, but this is what I'm trying to tell you about some people out there that have high influence, high money, they're billionaires, is that they don't look at people as people. They don't look at these players as people. They look at them as cattle. They look at them as just an asset to be able to depreciate and move on from. And for anybody who is still or was publicly criticizing that, shame on you, because everybody has the right to free speech. Everybody has the right to be able to protest. Everybody has the right to be able to do things without the fear of having their organization or their business come after them. Now, granted, businesses can have their separate practices in regards to their bylaws or what they expect for their employees to be able to look like. I get all that, but what black players would ever want to play for Terry Pegula at this point? Like, he said that crazy shit about Keon Coleman. He said this now, that this has been out there for a very long time, but now it's like resurfaced. It's like, how many more chances are you going to get before somebody punch you in the mouth? I don't get it. So, hopefully they can be able to figure that out and get his ass the hell out of here. That is my irrelevant news.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch them? I mean, they stink.
Do we have any Mets news? We do have Mets news. Shouts to Carlos Beltran going into the Hall of Fame with a Mets hat. That's what I'm talking about, right? That's what I'm talking about. We don't have a lot of representation in the Hall of Fame, man. And the fact that he said, yo, why would I not go in the Hall with a Mets hat? That's where I shared all of my biggest moments, in my opinion, where I learned to grow and mature and know that I can be able to handle the big stage. Carlos Beltran was money. Outside of a couple of fans, well, what about 2006? He didn't get the bat off his shoulder. Shut up. If you're still trapped in 2006, then go get yourself a damn DeLorean and come back to the present. All right? Go back and come here. Okay? Stop living in the past and come to the present. It's over. Okay? I'm not going to make one moment in time define his entire Met career. He was an associate, GM and all that. Like, this is a guy that loves the Mets. He loves New York. He loves being a part of the system. So I don't care. He's going in as a Met. 7 seasons with the Mets. He had over 200 home runs with the Mets. This is a guy that had put in a lot of work to be able to be the player that he is today. Now, never forget it. The first year that he was here, he didn't play well. I think he hit like maybe 16, 17 home runs or something like that. He just wasn't a good player. And then in the next year and then all the subsequent years after that, he was Carlos Beltran of old. So it's one of those things where fans have to just kind of lay back. I understand that guys are passionate, that women are passionate about their baseball. I understand that, our fan base is very, very loyal, and they're also very rabid for a winner as well. I get that. But at the same time, don't disrespect the guy's legacy just because you feel a way about a certain year that they didn't make it. Like, come on now. Mike Piazza never got to a World Series with us outside of 2000 and what was it, 2000? That was it, right? And we didn't have no damn chance after Clemens threw that damn bat. Clemens threw that bat. It was it. It was it. Right? So it's just like, dude, we have great players in our history that have never won a World Series or never got to a World Series. And for you or for any team or any fan to be able to look at this guy and have any negative connotations towards him just because of 06, it's just like, come on, dude, you got to wake up. You got to get over that. Carlos Beltran was a great player and is a great man and is still here trying his hardest to develop young players within the Mets organization when called upon. So shouts to him. How do we feel about Framber Valdez?
Yeah, so the news, was it last night? He got signed to...
Unfortunately.
3 years, was it
115.
115? So it's almost just under $40 million a year, which... he was going to get that type of, similar type of deal, like a short-term, high AAV. But just confused me that it was the Tigers. From reading articles and whatnot, it was really... I thought the Orioles kind of were going to give a big push, and then the Mets kind of... Just being a Mets fan, I thought that he was going to be a good fit for the team and just kind of put them over the top.
Yeah.
So when I saw the Tigers, I'm like, oh, the Tigers. I'm like... Even with all this Tarek Skubal news and drama going on, you give Framber Valdez almost $40 million a year. But
pretty substantial, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to give Tarek Skubal, and you're fighting with him for his arbitration case. just made no sense to me and kind of. But I think that kind of gives out a message, like what they're gonna do with Scooble, like since they kind of have Valdez as that a replacement, like what are they gonna do, going forward. But you had just told me now earlier that Scooble had won his case today for, was it $32 million a year?
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see what ends up with that. If they hold on to him, for X amount of time to see kind of where they are later in the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is, not a Tiger come next year, definitely.
Yeah,
So,
I can't see that. I can't see that. And that's a great segue, but I'll go ahead and share my thoughts on Framber Valdez. Moving on, that's my thoughts on Framber Valdez. You want to go ahead and go to the damn Tigers, go ahead and go get the money. I don't give a damn. But for us, I feel upset because that's the deal that you've been wanting the entire time, and he signed it, and you still didn't get him.
Yeah.
I know that Stearns has had a good off season, but that was the pitcher to be able to get, because although we have depth, we don't know if we have quality depth yet. We have a lot of pitchers that have had some experience in regards to Minaya, Senga. Christian Scott has no experience. There's, Jonah Tong gets called up. You got McLean. There's so many people that you have question marks around, that you needed a sure thing like a Framber Valdez to be able to come in here and just solidify your rotation. As a lefty, he has a 3.5 career or 3.4 career ERA. This is just a winner. He wins. So for you to not, be a finalist, or, we'll probably hear about this later, but these are the things that I don't believe that the Mets should ever be outbid on. And that's the part that bothers me, is that if it's a short deal, the Mets should be in on all of these players and try to see how they can be able to fortify their rotation. That's how I feel. With Tarek Skubal, yeah, I do believe that the clock is ticking. The Tigers were trying to give him $6 at his arbitration meeting. Like, dude, I won back-to-back Cy Youngs. What the hell do you think this is? Like, you're going to have to pay me, bro. And the fact that you're going to have to pay me now and be forced to, I'm definitely out of here.
Yeah, but even, I feel like in all those contract years, the last arbitration, before free agency, every star player gets that top dollar. That, but to fight with him to give him $19 million, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is the best pitcher in baseball, and you're fighting with him to give him, a bargain. It's crazy.
No, I agree. If that was me, if I was the Tigers owner, GM, I'm ripping up his old contract or whatever arbitration. Okay, we're just gonna, let's settle out of arbitration. I'm gonna give you $45 million. He'd be like, all right, thank you, appreciate that. Because at the end of the day, this could be his last time to cash out. So he wants every dime. Every dime that he can be able to get. And I don't blame him for squeezing that juice until there ain't nothing left to squeeze. Damn that. And damn the Tigers. Trade his ass already. All right? Clock's ticking. Okay, what you want? You go into our farm system, you take out 5 names, you put it on the table, and we say, deal. Go ahead. Take it and go. Take it and go. You know what I'm saying?
Would you done that alleged deal that was kind of floating around for the Mets?
Which one is that?
It was the top 5 for him. So it was McLean, Tong, Jet, what's his name? Spro, and Benj.
Absolutely not.
That's what I saw.
Absolutely
that was
not.
the alleged, and then the Mets kind of closed the door right on that.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's like for a rental?
Yeah.
And then you're giving up your pitching depth that can be
able.
able to help you win the World Series? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I thought that was
I got a limit. Yeah, I got a limit. I definitely got a limit. You can have 2 of them.
2 of them, yeah. But 5 is that's just being. That's being, that's your future there. Like you're ruining your team's future.
I agree.
So no.
I agree. So we are what, like a week away from pitchers and catchers?
Yeah, second week of February.
Can't wait. Shouts to Alfred, who does the Metropolitan Report, he's going to be down there in Port St. Lucie, covering some spring training coverage. So salutes to him. Yeah, I can't wait for that, man. I don't do well in those type of environments though. Like I do well at city, cause it's like my second home. But you take me to Port St. Lucie. What is there to do around there?
Yeah, I was just there a couple weeks ago.
What
A
is
lot
there
of
to do?
old people.
Old people?
A lot of reckless driving and old people, so they don't care.
Well, then I changed my mind then, because I could be able to go down there and find me one of those old ladies that want a young stallion. It's a good line of work.
It's actually like they have like a little city area. It's there's some stuff to do.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot of older generation though. But it's a fun area. You know, the stadium area is nice. And it's just cool to kind of you go to Citi Field and there's so much security around and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
kind of feel like, you know, like boxed in, but like obviously there's security here, but like they're just walking around like, and you're just walking right next to them.
It feels
yeah.
intimate.
Yeah, like you can have conversations.
Yeah.
Like last time I was there, my sister-in-law was just having Spanish conversation with Marte, and I'm like, so it's just like cool to see. Like he's really right behind the fence.
Yeah.
And they're just talking to each other.
You should have whispered to her in the other ear, "Show off. Stop embarrassing me." That's how you shame your family. You gotta shame them into doing the right thing. I think that's the only time that I believe in like going up to somebody and trying to get them to lose weight. As a family member or a friend, you're supposed to shame them. You know? It's like, oh, I wouldn't wear that if I were you. Remember that jacket I bought like a summer ago? You can't wear that. You should give it away to somebody who's like, 4 sizes smaller than you. You just give them the hints, right? Yeah, how many hot dogs are you gonna eat today? Like we went to the ballpark. You're gonna eat 5 glizzies instead of 2. Control yourself. You shame them into changing their life because at the end of the day, they'll thank you. They'll thank you. I do it to my friends all the time. Shame them.
That's my mom. Every time I go to Taco Bell bag, I bring it home. I give her quesadilla, and it's like a sack of stuff. She's like, "What the hell did you get? You're gonna eat all that?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm gonna eat this."
I'm gonna eat this quietly.
Yeah, you go to your room. Eat your
Don't bother
quesadilla.
me.
Yeah, let me enjoy my tacos.
Go back to your cave, woman, and leave me alone. Yeah. So, we'll see what happens, man. I am so pumped up for this season just because I'm just a baseball nut. We are baseball fans. You play baseball fantasy, and I always tell you that is a serial killer move. But shouts to you. I couldn't do it. That's a serial killer move, and anybody who has NBA fantasy is also a serial killer. There's some sociopathic tendencies there.
It's fun to like have something to do every day. Like you have to do it every day. Like so, I don't know. I like it better than football.
You know who else says that?
Huh?
That is something that you can do every day.
Huh?
Serial killer. Hey, it just gets easier every time you do it. You get more professional. You get more cool and calm, and you start getting a plan together. Yeah, I bet. You, shouts to Chris, my man, serial killers, all you guys. That is it. Okay, now we are at the final. Man, I told you it was a quick show. We zooming by. I don't have no time. Oh, we didn't give our Super Bowl predictions. What is it? What's yours?
I'm going with Seahawks. I feel like it's literally, I don't honestly care that much.
Yeah.
But kind of what you were going off of last week, just Sam Darnold's, professionalism. I think, Drake May's still very young. It's only his second year. And even from the sidelines, though, like Sam Darnold has experience being at a Super Bowl and kind of taking all that in. So I'm going with the Seahawks. So just from veteran status and whatnot. So
I like that answer. I think that the Seahawks have a better defense. And like I said, I just think that it's Sam Darnold's time to shine. Everybody has their chance. Everybody has that opportunity to be able to right the ship and create your own legacy and prove the doubters wrong. That's what I want to see. And I want to see a blowout. I want them to beat the hell out of the Patriots. That's what I want. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Seahawks, I got winning that game. I'm hopeful that they'll win that game. Moving on to Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Every week I go around the room and I ask, who is the Dummy of the Week? Silent Assassin is here. Who do you have, madam?
I'm going to go with all the people that are already prepared to turn off the halftime show. That just haven't...
Facts. Big facts.
Have their head on the button already.
What they going to watch? The Turning Point USA? Kid Rock, Dumbass? Who else is there? All the country songs. And I ain't got no problem with country, but they not good. And there's going to be like 20,000 people watching that. Around the world.
Yeah.
They know I ain't going to turn to that garbage.
No. Could be just like, they pick like just the horrible people,
Yeah.
horrible country singers like to go.
You know why? Because they couldn't get nobody else to do it.
Just like, no, I'm good.
Couldn't get nobody else to do
I'll
it.
be watching Bad Bunny.
You see what happened with Ludacris, right? When his name was floated around for a couple of days, he called Windows like, nah, I gotta get out of here. They gonna beat me up. I can't come back. I can't come back to the places that I love to go. Nah, you can't do that. No. Listen, just to be a troll, I am going to witness it. I want to watch it. I want to watch what the hell they do. Because where are they gonna perform this?
Yeah, I don't know.
In like a hall somewhere? Like, how does this even make sense?
Yeah.
And you're mad at a guy who's literally a U.S. citizen. He's a U.S. citizen and he speaks English.
Yeah.
But you know what I love about Bad Bunny is the fact that he knows that he doesn't have to. Can't force me to do something. I'm speaking to my people in Puerto Rico. The pride that young man has for Puerto Rico, it's refreshing. You know what I'm saying? He's never made any corporate music. It's always been his way.
Yeah.
And you gotta respect that.
Yeah. Even like what he did with his concert.
Yeah.
Last year, like kind of protecting the people. He's like, I'm not coming there because I want my people to hear me and not have to worry about getting taken or families separating and whatnot. And he made the tickets too, like what I seen, like cheap too, like $40, $30 tickets, not hundreds and thousands of dollars like it is here. Not greedy or anything. Just is like he is like Puerto Rico. Whenever I think about it, that's the first person I think of is Bad Bunny. Yeah.
That's 100% what you think about Puerto Rico. This Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is Puerto Rico. It's just he it's just like Usain Bolt was the joy of Jamaica. You know what I mean? Like anytime you see him, so that's my guy. Had that national pride. You know what I mean? And you know that this 6'5" beast of a man was gonna bust everybody ass on that track and field. You know what I'm saying? On that field. So yeah, it's just the fact that Jasmine, she watches the Super Bowl every year because obviously that's just one game that she can tolerate. That even if she doesn't know what the hell is going on, she knows that the halftime show is coming and she can be able to enjoy that. She has been bugging me about this halftime show for months, and as the closer it gets, the more annoyed I've become. Because she's like, oh, do you know this? Do you know this? You got all these facts and TikTok stuff. Enough, okay? I'm on your side, okay? I want to see it too. But come on now. I just want to see it. Don't try to bog me down with all this extra stuff. And like, they used to be a show on VH1. It's called Pop-Up Video, where they used to have music videos and they used to have all of these like these tidbits about the video, about the song or the video or the person in the song, or it used to just come up on the screen. That's what it felt like, getting bombarded by Jasmine with all this information. Like, stop giving me the pop-up video stuff. Just let me enjoy. Okay? I'm on your side. And I need to. Who else is on this Turning Point USA thing? I need to troll now. Hold on. I need to see. But it's the funny thing about it is the people that are not aware of Bad Bunny, that he's a U.S. citizen. They have no idea that Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. They don't know. They don't know.
It was like, I want an American performing at an American event.
Well, you got it. You got it. Absolutely. Oh, Luca's hurt. Lovely. Isn't that fun?
Dummy, yeah.
That's for me, thinking that the Lakers ever had a chance.
Dummy, yeah.
But I do have mine. That was a good one. Silent Assassin. That was a great one. This one, though, takes the cake. And the winner for Dummy of the Week, the Chicago White Sox. The Chicago White Sox get my...
Dummy, yeah.
Now, sometimes you really have to wonder if when people post things, there is no brain trust, there is no filter system, there is nothing that happens that they got to make sure that before they launch this or post this, that all the boxes have been checked, that you don't look as dumb as you can possibly look. So, listen to this. The Chicago White Sox posted for Black History Month. In celebration of Black History Month, we reflect upon the momentous, I can't read today. Momentous first for the White Sox organization. So they have 1933, Old Comiskey Park plays host to the first ever East-West Negro Leagues game. 1951, Minnie Minoso breaks the White Sox color barrier. Sam Hairston and Bob Boyd join later that year in breaking the White Sox color barrier. Next one we have is 1960, outfielder Al Smith becomes the first black all-star in White Sox history. You have 66, Carlos May becomes the first African-American player selected by the White Sox in the first round of the amateur draft. It's 1971, Danny Goodwin becomes the first African-American player selected with the number 1 overall pick in the draft. 72, Dick Allen becomes the first black player in White Sox history to win AL MVP honors. Frank Thomas joined Allen as MVP in 93-94. So there's a pattern here. And they're going off of all of their accolades. And you know whose picture is not there? Frank Thomas. So you know what happens. Frank Thomas responds on social media. I guess the black player who made you rich over there and holds all of your records is forgettable. Don't worry, I'm taking receipts. So you list off all of these black players, and kudos to them. This is not something where they need to be marginalized or minimized. They what they've done is great, but Frank Thomas is the best player in your history. If there's anybody that should narrate something like this, it would be him. So the fact that you left out your best franchise player.
Dummy, yeah.
Also, dude, he's not like an ancient person. Like, you just like he's been, you know, he's been here.
I just can't. And that's the thing that makes me laugh. This is why a lot of times, you know, when I'm out in the street and people be like, oh, are you such and such? I say to them, yeah, I am. Because at the end of the day, it's just like, do you think that we're all the same? Some white people do think that we're all just a uniform and blanketed. No, we are a monolith. So if you want to go ahead and go speak about such and such, and Al Smith and all these other guys, you need to make sure that you give Frank Thomas his own page. First White Sox African American player to break 500 home runs. That's what you need. So to be able to exclude your best player of all time, that seems a little sus to me. No matter what the relationship might be, if it's strained or not, he's the guy. So shame on y'all, Chicago White Sox. But I'm not shocked. It's the fucking White Sox. They don't never do anything right.
Dummy, yeah.
So that's all for this show. Do I have a PSA? Yeah, I do. The Epstein files have been released. And there's a lot of terrible things in there. And the biggest issue that I have, that everybody else should have, and everybody should have the same outrage in regards to, none of these billionaires that are in this billionaire cabal are going to go down. That's what it feels like to me. They're not going to get prosecuted. Guys are just talking about this willy-nilly. Their names are being popped up. You got Bill Gates talking about he needs some STD pill and give it to his wife secretly. And now she's like, yeah, you need to go explain yourself. You know, ex-wife. You need to go explain yourself. People wanting to hang out with Woody Allen, his weird ass. Like, this is something that is so egregious and so dangerous that we need to make sure that the people who are responsible for affecting so many lives get what's coming to them. And I don't care if it's somebody that's on the blue side, on the red side, on the purple side, on the jalapeno pepper side. I don't care what side you on. If you're in there and you did some foul stuff, you need to be put under the jail and sent to Gen Pop. You don't get to go to nice, rich Club Med prison like where Ghislaine Maxwell is. No. You get to go to real Gen Pop. So that's what we need, is that we need to see movement. But the fact that you have a corrupt president that has corrupted the DOJ, that has corrupted the FBI, that has corrupted the Supreme Court, that has tried to pull out voter rolls out of certain states, and some states have given it to them willy-nilly because they're weak and spineless. We know what this is about. We understand that if he has the ability, he will go ahead and erase his name out of every single document there is. But here's what I want to tell people, is that life has a funny way of working it out. You see all of those redactions that they have? Oh, if I had money, all I would do is say, hey, listen, you know, I don't have time to do this and I don't have the funds, but if you do, maybe you should go get one of the world's best hackers to be able to figure this out. I'm sure you can be able to pay him a pretty penny, or maybe he's one of those vigilante spy people that he'd be like, I'll just do it for free. I'll do it for chicken. I'll do it for chicken. I will do it for free just because I want to see these fuckers go down. Joe Rogan was played. A lot of people are being played by Marjorie Taylor Greene. Don't believe that nonsense. If you ever see Dr. Oz on TV, never believe him, because Dr. Oz is an idiot. If you ever see RFK out there, never believe him either, because that man has brain rot that we have never seen. If you are behind Donald Trump in a meeting, make sure that you try to be on the side of him instead of directly behind him, because he does have a tendency to spray people who are right behind him. If you've seen that woman's reaction, you know that's like, you know what it feels like, what she probably went through. You ever been in an elevator and somebody just lets one go, and you have the long elevator where it's like it's 1 and I have to get to 25? That's what it felt like for her. Like, she wanted to run out of there so fast. And you have a president that poops himself from time to time, and somebody needs to come clean him up. But yet you are the model of strength in this country. That's what makes me laugh. And this is why I had a test, a nice friendly test with my wife, and I was asking her about what she believes the IQ of this country is, the actual cognitive intelligence is. And she was like, "Oh, I think it's 45%. I was like, "No, it's more like 1. It's more like 1% of people in the United States can be able to cover 4 basic pillars of intelligence. Can you be able to ad lib on the fly? Are you can you be able to critically think? Comprehension, common sense. A lot of people don't possess all 4, and you don't need school for that. It's either you have it or you don't. And what I've noticed is that there's a lot of them on that side that don't have it. But yet they'll be the first ones to pick up a Bible and tell you what the Bible says and go out there and go commit crimes. Make it make sense. So people need to realize that you need to make sure that your elections, your voting registration is straight. Make sure all your documentation is there, because I can guarantee, not even guarantee, but I have a very good feeling that we're going to see the National Guard in the streets, at polling stations, and people need to just don't fear. Just go in, do what you have to do, and go out. So, with that being said, stay safe, stay cool.